The Tale of the Greedy Fisherman and the Magical Stone. Once upon a time in a quaint seaside village, there was a fisherman named Tom who had inherited a magnificent boat from his father. The boat was enormous, with sleek wooden sides and billowing sails, and it was the envy of every fisherman in the village. Each day, Tom set out on the shimmering blue waters, and with his trusty boat, he caught more fish than anyone else. He sold his bountiful catches at the market, making a good living, but the other fishermen couldn't help but feel a twinge of jealousy at his success. One sunny morning, an old man with a long silver beard and tattered clothes stumbled into Tom's path. His eyes were hollow with hunger. He held out a small, smooth stone and asked Tom,
"Would you trade a fish for this stone? I'm very hungry."
Tom looked at the stone dismissively.
"A stone? It's worth nothing. I have plenty of fish. I can't waste one on that."
He turned away, leaving the old man standing there. The old man sighed.
"This stone is precious. You might get a high price for it."
But Tom, confident in his success and unconcerned with the old man's claims, ignored the advice. The next day, a group of wealthy foreigners arrived in the village, inquiring about a man who sold precious stones. They were interested in buying them for a high price. Tom was puzzled. The old man's words echoed in his mind, but he still didn't think much of it. Days passed, and the old man returned, looking even hungrier. He asked again if Tom would trade a fish for a stone. This time, Tom, feeling a pang of sympathy and curiosity, agreed. He handed over a fish, and the old man gave him a slightly larger stone in return. Each day, the old man returned with increasingly larger stones, and Tom, seeing the potential, began to trade larger and larger fish for them. The rich foreigners soon appeared, and Tom sold the stones for a small jar of gold. Tom was thrilled.
Wow!
The gold was more than he had ever earned in a single sale. One day, the old man came with a gigantic stone and made a surprising offer. He wanted to trade the stone for Tom's prized boat. Tom was shocked and laughed.
"No way, this boat is everything to me. I wouldn't trade it for any stone, no matter how big."
The old man left quietly, and Tom's wife and children warned him not to be greedy.
"We have everything we need. The boat was your father's, and the other fishermen are already envious. Be content with what you have."
Days turned into weeks, and Tom began to regret his decision. Finally, Tom spotted the old man from a distance. He ran to him, desperate.
"I will trade my boat for that stone. Please, I was wrong to refuse before."
The old man looked at him with a knowing smile.
"Are you sure?"
He asked.
"Yes, I'm sure."
Tom replied, eager to reclaim his fortune. They signed the papers and Tom handed over the boat, while the old man took it and set sail with it, leaving Tom with the enormous stone. Tom waited and waited, but the rich foreigners never appeared. He had lost his prized boat, his fish, and his business. The other fishermen laughed and whispered about how Tom's greed had led him to ruin. One day, the old man returned, now proudly sailing Tom's old boat. He was accompanied by the rich foreigners who mocked Tom from the deck. Tom sat on the shore, looking sad and defeated. The boat, once a symbol of his success, was now a reminder of his greed. The old man approached Tom and said,
"Greed can make us lose everything we hold dear. Your father's boat was a treasure, and you had everything you needed. Remember to be content with what you have."
Tom nodded, understanding now the lesson he had learned the hard way. He watched as the old man and the rich foreigners sailed away, knowing he had lost more than just a boat. He had lost his way. From that day on, Tom lived a simpler life, always remembering the old man's wisdom and the cost of his greed. The villagers never let him forget, but Tom found a new kind of wealth in contentment and humility. And though he never regained his old fortune, he gained something far more valuable, a lesson learned. And so, the tale of Tom, the greedy fisherman, and the magical stone was passed down through the village, reminding everyone that true wealth comes from appreciating what we have and not letting greed lead us astray.